and welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful comments. Thank you for your support that you show each other in the comment section especially. A big welcome back to all of my returning subscribers and to everyone who has subscribed since the very beginning, and a special welcome to everyone who has recently subscribed. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your presence. And if you've stumbled across this channel for the very first time, we would love to have you join our beautiful soul family here by subscribing to the channel, hitting your notification bell, your like button, and be sure to drop your comment below any of my videos this month for your chance to win a free reading with me. So be sure to hit your notification bell if you do that, if you'd like to be entered for your chance to win. But otherwise, just pull up a chair, get cozy, and we'll have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. Today's pick a card reading, we're looking at how does this person truly feel for you? What are their thoughts of you today? So what thoughts have came through their mind about you and this connection today? How do they truly feel? We have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the yellow flower, pile number 2 with the pink flower, and pile number 3 here with the orange flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting today, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is all about the person on your mind. How do they truly feel, and what thoughts did they have about you today? So I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the little yellow flower, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel for you, and what thoughts have ran through their mind when it comes to you today? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you see this reading, this is applying to the person on your mind and what their thoughts of you are today, and what do they truly feel for you. We're starting here with the Knight of Wands, so you could be dealing with a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, for instance, and this person has a lot of attraction for you. They feel very impulsive when it comes to you, and you can even see here them jumping through this ring of fire. It makes me think of the Fool's Journey. It makes me think of the Zero of the Fool. So they think about taking a risk or being foolish and impulsive towards you because they feel so attracted to you. We also have, I want to tell you how I feel. So this person on your mind, to begin with, pile 1, they really like you. They really feel impulsive towards you at the very least, and they're thinking about taking some sort of risk to tell you how they truly feel about you. So let's take a look here. We're going to start with tarot today. How does the person on pile 1's mind today, I just saw King of Swords, how did they truly feel? And what have some of their thoughts been today about pile number 1, please? We have the 5 of Cups. You know, I am getting this sense of like somebody who's worried about getting stuck in the friend zone, or somebody who is worried that they've kind of already missed their chance or this opportunity to tell you how they feel, to be expressive with you in some way. There's Capricorn energy here as well, because this person puts you on a pedestal. Like, they really like the way you look specifically. You give them a lot of anxiety. It's like you make their stomach go into a little bit of a knot when you're around, when they think about you, and they definitely want to bring something into the full spectrum. This 10 of Cups is the potential they can see, but it's also about this beautiful rainbow and about sort of the reward that waits for them if they are willing to take the risk potentially, but also about wanting to bring something to the surface. Now, I am dealing with collective energy, so please take these messages as they resonate and leave behind those that don't feel right to you. Don't try to make a message fit. If you know it's for you, you'll definitely know that it's for you. For a separate message that's coming through, there could be an attachment here where this person really thinks that they have to take a risk to tell you how they feel because they're not available or because you're not available. There just can be something embodied with this 10 of Cups and the Devil of like attachment, family units, position potentially. So take that as it resonates to your situation. But they're just worried about taking action towards you at this moment. We have the Ace of Wands, but they feel really inspired to do so. So the thoughts of you today are really circulating around expansion, around taking some sort of impulsive leap towards you and taking action. But they know that if they do that, it could create change. So they're not sure about that change at this moment. They may not be sure of how you're going to be receiving this information or how you truly feel about them because they're concerned. Again, they're putting you up on this huge pedestal, the Nine of Pentacles, the Empress. If you're the Divine Feminine, you're representing this really great temptation because of the abundance you represent, how attractive you are, your beautiful heart, for example. Now, the Empress can represent motherhood as well, so take that as it resonates to your situation if you have children. We have the Four of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles. And for some reason, this person doesn't feel like they can approach right now. And this could just be fear. But there could be practical things in the way here. As I said earlier, I am dealing with the collective energy, so there's lots of different scenarios that are floating in and out. They know that they're going to take action ultimately, or that they're going to have to give into this temptation because it's too much. It's too much to handle. Here with the Hanged Man, there's a sense of them knowing how much they care about you and not even struggling against it. It's almost like being drawn to you like a moth to a flame, and they're being drawn in willingly. It's like it's okay because there's no point in fighting this attraction because it is real. It just is what it is. The attraction is real. This person feels it. And they want to tell you all about it. But they're taking a minute to sort of think about it so that they don't act too recklessly. Because the Four of Swords is encouraging this pause to reflect upon what are my fears, what are my obstacles, what are the consequences if I do this. But I feel like this person will take action towards you, pile one. How do they truly feel? What are their thoughts today about pile number one? Because you're on their mind completely. You are monopolizing the situation. We have the Devil. Some of their thoughts about you today have circulated around their insecurity, but a lot of it is very fiery in nature. There's this temptation that you represent. And they're almost worried that it's too late for them, or that's like they're lost in this reflection period. So some of these thoughts are like, they're so impulsive, but they know they can't act right now. So it kind of gets filled with some disappointment as well. Capricorn, very strong here. King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Some of their thoughts today about you, pile one, also circulate around how the two of you look together. So they feel like the two of you look really great together. And they keep prioritizing how you carry yourself and how you look. The effort you put into your appearance, the effort you put into yourself. And that's why they feel like you're kind of out of their league as well. For another message coming through, they are also thinking about their own position. And about what sort of reaction or what type of consequence this spark that they have to change and to act towards you and take a risk towards you, how that will affect their ego, their position, so their practical placement, or their ego, afraid of being hurt by you because they're really thinking about taking action. Because you're on their mind and they're really thinking about taking action, and they could take action very soon. They're taking a pause and they're saying, I know I can't do it today. It's too risky to do it today. So I'm going to surrender to how I feel. I'm going to surrender to all of these thoughts. Look at the crown chakra all lit up on the Hanged Man. It's like, I'm not even going to fight these thoughts because they're very habitual for me now. I think about this person often. But they know they're going to take action eventually. They know that they're going to give into this temptation. Because there's a thirst surrounding you. There's very strong Taurus energy with this person as well. And they've got a lot to say. They've got a lot to say that they want to bring to the surface. And that's what they're really thinking about, pile one, is this proclamation that they have. And you can see that this magician looks like a half man, half rabbit. And so there's this fear associated with the rabbit because it's a very self-aware creature, but there's also a lot of curiosity and this desire to explore. And so they're thinking about that, the reality of getting to explore you, the risks also that they're taking, but they're so curious about you. And I feel like, I feel like this person would, it's not just all about physicality here. I feel like they would be interested in pursuing an emotional connection, pursuing some sort of foundation with you. We have the Chariot ruled by Cancer with the Eight of Pentacles. There could be a work connection here But the Eight of Pentacles can also indicate them taking action and putting effort into this desire to be impulsive as well. But they really want to know how you feel and if it's mutual. There's an emphasis on beautiful water energy here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, for the divine feminine. And they wonder if you're thinking about them. Look at the cup on her head. They wonder if you're thinking about them and if you're tempted by thoughts of them at all the way that they are with you. There's a really playful, youthful energy to this Chariot. You can see they're playfully making this decision. Sometimes the Chariot can indicate, again, being pulled in different directions, not just because of emotions, but because of practical concerns. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. But this person wants to take a risk. They want movement. And I feel the momentum. It's like they may very well take that risk towards you. How do they truly feel for pile 1, please? What are their thoughts today about pile number 1? We have here, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. Back of the deck says separation, time apart from your partners on the horizon, but it came out in the reverse. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's in complete disconnect. It does feel like there maybe is an emotional disconnect right now, or somebody not being 100% honest with how they feel. This person doesn't feel like they're ready for commitments with you in this moment, but there's an emphasis on the potential here, the Empress and the Emperor sitting side by side, and how they want to be able to explore this connection. They want to tell you how they feel, and they want to take this into a different realm than whatever it's sitting in at this moment. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what their current thoughts are about you today. So what thoughts have gone through their mind about pile number 1 today, please? Oops. I have inner childhood wounds. Now, even if this person is a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, especially an emphasis on Leo here, even the emphasis on the Taurus, very guarded energy sometimes. Leos can come across as really vain, but they're not. They're insecure on the inside, so they overcompensate sometimes. Even Taurus energy can really sit upon emotions that they really know to be true. So their fear, some of their fear could trickle back to childhood. I also feel like there's a very youthful energy to this reading and to this person on your mind. I don't want to be with anyone else. So regardless of circumstance, regardless of connection, if there are attachments, they don't want to be there. If you think that there could be other interests, because sometimes the Knight of Wands can give the impression that he has options, that he's exploring his options, they want to assure you that that's not how they truly feel. They want to be with you. They have eyes. It's like I just heard, I only have eyes for you. I'm feeling the consequences of my choices and actions. It's coming out sideways because they're worried about the consequences. How will you receive me if I come forward? If I tell you how I truly feel, if I bring forward my truth and I take that risk, how are you going to receive me? I'm situating this karmic situation. So if there's a karmic loop happening here with you or someone else, they are taking responsibility for the pause and the reason for the pause. So whatever is causing the delay, whether it be their fear or something practical, they're saying, I'm doing that. I realize that I'm delaying the actions that I want to take towards you because of those concerns. The Two of Pentacles can indicate indecision, choices to be made. I've been hurting without you. You have no idea. And you will hear from me soon. And I'm telling you, I feel like you will hear from this person soon. But my nerves are getting the best of me. So they are a little bit nervous to take that leap of faith, to take action towards you. But they intend to do it. What are the thoughts that they've had about pile number 1 today, please? What thoughts have gone through their mind today? Have you blocked me? They maybe have attempted to take action, but they've reached a bit of a wall. Like, do you even want to hear from me? Third-party interference, so take that as it resonates to your situation. But they are dreaming of you, so it doesn't matter. It says, I don't want to be with anyone else. It's like, don't focus on who wants me because I want you. So today they've been dreaming about you. I have a lot of distractions in my life right now. So they were thinking about those distractions and the risk that they'd have to take to be able to create change here with you. You don't know what you do to me. And I know that I messed up in the past. And there is regret coming in. The very first card was the Five of Cups, which means they feel like they perhaps missed a shot or they didn't shoot their shot at the appropriate time. They have regrets about not taking action. I look for you wherever I go. And I'm on the fence, but it's coming out in the reverse. It's not that they don't know what they want. It's that they don't know when they can achieve it here. Have you forgotten all about me? It wanted to come out in the reverse because I feel like this person knows that you couldn't possibly forget about them. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. If you're new to the channel, I do end each spread with a charm cast, starting with Tiny Tarot. What was the very last thought that this person had about pile 1 in the bowl with the Tiny Tarot, please? Delays and waiting and getting frustrated with them, getting frustrated with themselves, getting frustrated over their own position or their own fear, because they feel like they want to take action. They want reunions. They want to move this out of a friendship arena or out of a flirtation and into something real, but they don't know if they have your support. They also may feel like they're in an environment where it doesn't support that action at this moment, because they do intend to take action, but they realize they can't take action at this moment. So that's what they were thinking about. Wondering how you were feeling about them, wondering if you were thinking about them. We have here, whoops, this bowl is getting slipperier and slipperier every time I put charms in it. We have you. They're thinking about you. We have here wishes do come true, and it's reversed. There's a sense of like wanting you now. It's like, I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to do this. I'm feeling impulsive. They're frustrated with the wait. We have the umbrella, protection from harm, protection from rain. We have here forever friends, half of a puzzle piece, feels like soulmate connection, and an emphasis on friendship. Emphasis on Leo energy with the kitty cat for the masculine. And we also have here the starfish, a healing energy of loss and regrowth. The Star of Aquarius made just for you. And I think of little kids with that. And we have the open book and paper clips, so work or school connection. And the sweet results that await us if we self-sacrifice and we take that leap of faith. We also have here a chain, so insecurity, Capricorn, or attachment, and a chain of events that could affect us. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. And if it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links for Etsy for a personal reading, or for Instagram. They are below as well. But please come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You are drawn to the pink flower, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel for you, and what have their thoughts about you been today? So we are starting here with the Two of Wands, and this card is all about reconnection. You can see she's holding the world in her hands. They could be watching you online potentially, or keeping tabs on you online in some way. They do feel like there's unfinished business in this connection, and there's this feeling of making fantastical plans. So a lot of their thoughts surrounding you today could be in fantasizing about reunions, fantasizing about connection in some way as well, and bringing clarity into a situation, because she's staring at that moon here. It says you came closer than anyone is the message card that came along with this reading today. And so a lot of their feelings are about the unfinished business and how they should have perhaps taken more of an active participant role in this connection expansion, as opposed to sort of staying very complacent and passive towards the opportunity that existed. So let's take a look here. How does the person on pile 2's mind today truly feel? And what sort of thoughts have floated through their mind today concerning pile number 2? So what were they thinking today about pile 2? How do they truly feel, and what have their thoughts been today? You have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Now, the Eight of Pentacles can indicate a workplace connection potentially, but also because it's connected to the Eight of Swords, their thoughts were surrounding upon the effort they didn't take, and the sort of the consequences of that. It's like there's consequences to all of our actions, but there's also consequences to inaction too. And they really felt like they let fear or position, something get in the way of putting in the work that they had to do. And there's this emphasis too on like not knowing how you cared or if you cared about the situation. We have the Hermit, Virgo. I just saw the Star of Aquarius and the Temperance. We have the Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Ooh. Knight of Cups, the Devil, and the King of Wands. There's an emphasis on fire energy here. There's also Capricorn energy. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Virgo, Capricorn. Back of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. And we have the World. Oh, definitely concerned about the unfinished business in this connection at this time. First of all, your person, they are very curious of what you're up to these days. If it's been a separation or a long separation, they're really curious about what you're up to. They're curious if you think about them. They are curious enough that they wonder if they should contact you. You know, because they're feeling sort of a bit of a pressure to contact you. They've been thinking about you a lot lately. So I don't know if there's some sort of anniversary coming up or if it's just the changing of seasons that's influencing this. But they're really kind of ruminating about the past here and ruminating about the potential possibilities in the present as well. So they could be trying to seek you out online, but I don't feel like they've gathered enough information yet to be able to have located you or figured out what your position is. We have the Sun. Because there's an emphasis with the Sun supporting the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles that they need to work on clarity. That they wanted to bring something to the surface or something to the light that they didn't in the past. And there's a real strong focus on that. They've been thinking a lot lately about the things they did not say to you. You have the Eight of Cups. And they're saying that they're thinking about the day that you walked away. And about how they have had some epiphany since that moment. They're not feeling really happy with how things are in the present energy between the two of you, but they've had a lot of revelations about what happened in the past. So it's like the truth came and hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's like I was planning an approach, or I was going to execute some sort of change in this connection, but I ran out of time in the past. And they wonder if you're happy. Their thoughts about you today, pal, too, are really circulating around whether or not you feel satisfied with the choices that you've made. And if you're happy in sort of the life that you've chosen. Oh, the Dream Space. And this Dream Space card, really speaks to almost the Hanged Man energy of like surrendering to the thoughts of you, to the fantasy of you. They like to come up with scenarios within these fantasies that concern you. It's like they like to fantasize that the two of you are together. They like to think about you in that capacity. They may have even sort of conversations with you back and forth in some of these thoughts in their mind, because when they think about you, their curiosity gets piqued, and then these sexual thoughts start to surge, because there's a lot of like exploration energy and the desire to connect with you in that way. So I feel like they never got a chance to connect with you in the sexual realm in the past. So their thoughts about you today started to circulate and get hotter and hotter as it progressed. It started out kind of not great, their thoughts of you. It started a little bit of limitations and fear, and I wish I'd said this and I wish I had done that. But as they grew deeper and deeper into that truth, they grounded themselves to that energy, it started to shift. They became a little bit uncomfortable and unsatisfied with having that reflection, because it made them feel bad. Their thoughts of you about all the actions they didn't take made them feel bad about themselves. And so this natural progression to switch that frequency led their awareness to the physical realm and the fantasies of you. And then it starts to trickle back into emotion, where they start to feel vulnerable. They start to feel insecure. They start to, that feeling, that ignition of desire inside of them when it has no direction, starts to kind of implode backwards. We have the Two of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And back of the deck is the Six of Swords. and the Page of Pentacles. And there's this emphasis in their thoughts here too about closure and about offering information and clarity to you, that they didn't want to leave you with this impression that they didn't care, or that they didn't want you or didn't like you, because they feel like they did. And this person could have been really shy or come across as really shy or quiet in the past too. And I just heard the term resting bitch face. So it's like there could have been, and that's not for everyone, but there's like somebody who perhaps gave the impression that they were really uninterested, but that was just their face, like, or that was just how they hid their own insecurity inside. And so there's an emphasis on not wanting to leave you with that bad taste in your mouth, not wanting to leave you with that impression of them, and wishing that they could bring the truth to the light. And in a perfect world, they're like, in this fantasy that they've wielded in their thoughts, they think, once I bring in this truth, if I'm vulnerable enough, maybe we could get another chance at this. Because you came closer to anyone, and I'm starting to realize the potential in this connection. I'm starting to realize the potential in this attraction. And I've been carrying this weight around for a really long time. And it's starting to weigh them down. It's like the same lesson is following them this whole time, though. The fear of the unknown that stopped them from taking action in the past is the exact same fear that's intercepting their desires and their thoughts in the present. How do they truly feel, please, about pile 2? What thoughts have they had about pile 2 today? Trust the situation is calling for you to have faith. And we have finances and career are a factor right now. Financial issues are a factor in your love life. It came out in the reverse position. I don't necessarily feel like it's finances specifically. I think that this person works to distract themselves from the thoughts of you. And I feel like they are working right now, and that's why they're thinking about you. I think that they sometimes use thoughts of you in the work realm to distract themselves. We also have here true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. And so there's this acknowledgement that they feel like they either need to take action or release. And right this moment, they're just dreaming about the possibilities, because it's much easier to maintain this dream than it is to actually apply the force. And right now they can't commit to that. They can't commit to applying the action because that's really scary. And they don't know what your situation is. They may not be privy to it. They may be trying to find out, because they are considering, they're working up their courage, or they're considering taking action and taking some sort of opportunity or communicating with you in some way, but they're not ready to at this moment. How do they truly feel, please? What thoughts do they have about pile number 2? Oops. On the floor, we have the squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. And look at the nervous little squirrel, taking that seed of potential and planting it and making a whole forest. Squirrels do everything afraid. And this person is considering planting seeds and doing something afraid, but it makes them feel very vulnerable. And ultimately, that devil is intercepting the plan of that King of Wands. I feel like they're not privy to your situation, but they're almost worried that you are attached or that you're not available. We have here dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. And I feel like this person is very genuine, and they're very kind to you, or they're very sweet in the past. Like there's a loyalty, a friendship about this person. They're very loyal to you still. Their attraction to you is a very loyal attraction. It has continued over the space of time. And we have see the big picture giraffe spirit. And that's the other thing that this person thinks about. They hope that you could see past the illusions that they perhaps they put out or they expressed to you, and that you would see the truth of the situation. And they hope that you look past everything now and see that there was more to this connection than perhaps they even let on in the past. What thoughts have gone through their mind about pile number 2 today, please, Spirit? What thoughts have gone through their mind regarding pile number 2? They also want you to see them in a very positive light. I just kept noticing this Knight of Cups. It's like very shiny armor. It's like they want to be romantic with you. 15, I am obsessed with your body. And right in the center of your reading is the Page of Wands. So they are really thinking about physical energy. And a lot of their thoughts today were filtered into the sexual realm, as I said. but also kind of, it's like it makes them nervous to think about exploring that aspect of that connection as well. They were thinking of fiery thoughts about you, pile 2. Wanting you, wanting to explore you, wanting to kind of throw caution to the wind and bring forward their truth, but there's the light reversed. Realizing that they can't in this moment, they can't commit to that action because they're afraid of rejection. I just wish that things were different between us. I just wish things were different in this moment. And I'm open to compromise. The 2 of Pentacles reversed. There's a feeling of like not being able to commit to a choice or to the strength that they need to push their chariot towards you at this time. It says this, I still don't have all of the answers. The 2 of Swords reversed. Again, they can't commit to coming towards you at this moment. They're thinking about it. But this person could get lost in the fantasy of it. They could get lost in the planning phase. Because even them, it's like they claim that you came closer than anyone, but they also came, it's like in this connection, they came closer than any other connection to being able to create change, to find a sort of practical and emotional and spiritual advancement through this connection too. What thoughts did they have about pile number 2, please, today? You are the only thing that I lie about. And they're giving me this impression of honesty and loyalty with the dog spirit. Loyal to what they love. It says this is taking way too long. And I surrender to what will be. But that's the fear here with the page right in the center, surrendering to the dream space and not taking action. It's like it's easier to surrender to a dream than it is to actually apply force to make that dream a reality. We don't always get what we want. And I do work to distract myself. I'm trying to be logical about this connection, about the opportunity here. They're trying to be logical about you. I just saw I need a break from this. It says, I want adventure with you. I'm coming. But it feels impossible, but I can't give up completely. So it feels impossible for them to create change here, but they don't want to give up. But that's the thing, is that it's so much easier for them to surrender to the dream space. You are everything. I've got a lot of responsibilities right now. Back of the deck says, you're all grown up now. So there's been time and space between the 2 of you. There's been so much evolution, but the one thing that has not evolved is this person's thoughts of you and their desires for you, pile 2. Let's get a charm bowl, please. A charm bowl for number 2, for pile 2. What was the very last thought that this person had about pile 2 today? We have the 7 of Cups, fantasizing about you. Thinking about sort of the options that they have to take when it comes to this connection still, and kind of feeling like a shadow of themselves when it comes to how they behaved in the past of this connection, wishing that they could bring clarity to this situation. There is a sense of them losing hope in doing that. And there's the 7 of Pentacles. Back, you can look in the bowl here and you can see the Fool reversed here, and even the 4 of Swords. It's like they've had time to think about what they didn't do. They've had time to think about the actions they didn't take, and they feel like they left you with an impression that they didn't care, or that you weren't valuable, or you're being ignored. And that's really bothering them the most in these thoughts too. They're growing impatient about what's going to happen next. In the bowl today we have, it's interesting, this came in the bowl in the first pile as well, Forever Friends, the puzzle piece. We have the big sword, I think, of the Queen of Swords, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and somebody who wishes that you would reach out to them to kind of save them from all of this. We also have the white fish bones, I think, of Pisces, and I think about the 10 of Swords, but it's kind of an optimistic version of the 10 of Swords. It's somebody who can't come up with solutions, and it's an encouragement for us, though, to wait till we're not in a state of despair to create positive, practical steps towards new goals here. Doesn't even feel insurmountable, the disconnect here. It just feels like we need a new approach. We have surrender here. Surrender to the temptation, surrender to this Page of Wands, this little rabbit with no face, somebody who wants to bring their truth to the surface. We have the little owl, I think of the Queen of Swords. And we have the bird flying. I think about news coming in. I feel like this person wishes that you would bring forward news, pile 2. All right, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. If it did, I'd love to hear your story below in the comment section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel by hitting your notification bell, your like button. Helps me to bring you guys more content. I would also love for you to check out my other links below for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. But I would also love for you to come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a really great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the little orange flower, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind truly feel for you, and what have their thoughts of you been today? So today you were drawn to the Four of Wands energy. And this person may look at you like this is a really deep connection, a twin flame energy. They may feel like they are about to take action or want to take action towards something that could bring a lot of enjoyment and happiness to the connection itself. You can see these people are standing up on top of this looks like a tower, looks like a really tall house, which I associate with this tower energy. So someone who has recognized that this connection could bring about a lot of abundance if they were to just take flight. You can see 2 birds, you know, on different levels. These strings are leading to different levels in this tower. So it's like we can just take action, just take flight. There's a lot of potential in this connection. And this is also a card of great connection. So again, it speaks to twin flame energy at times. We have I want to feel that way again. So longing and reminiscing energy, nostalgia surrounding this connection. So you may sort of be in the same boat as far as what you've built together, if there's a separation, or what you've built separately. And there's this acknowledgement of like, we could have had this together. So let's see what your tarot is bringing in, pile 3. How do they truly feel for you, pile 3, and what have their thoughts been of you today? What sort of thoughts have they had, and how are they truly feeling? We have the High Priestess and the Ace of Cups coming out first together. So we're going to keep those ones together like that. The Knight of Swords. We also, I'm looking at the Sun and the Magician. And there's the Five of Cups, or Five of Pentacles, I'm sorry. So there is an emphasis here on wanting to say something. It's like drastically. It's like I ran out of time. It's like I feel like with the Knight, like we're chasing down something that is long gone. And it's because I'm trying to like grasp back the mistake I made. It's like I'm feeling something slipping away. It's like marbles are rolling downhill and they're going to fall over the cliff and I'm going to lose them forever. And I'm trying to, it's like I'm clutching at air. But it's based on communication. It's like I had so much to say, but I sat on it and I didn't express myself in time, and you slipped away before I got a chance to take action. And the truth is that I knew that this was special. That's what they're thinking. It's like they're kicking themselves really harshly right now because they're like, I knew that this was special. Now we're both in the same boat. We're in this separation and it feels really frustrating. And I'm frustrated with myself because I was just about to take action. It feels like they were just about to bring something to the surface, or they feel like they were. It's like they wish that they had a do-over. There's the Emperor. Not coming up upright, coming up in the reversal. So really struggling with the past, this Emperor, really struggling with decisions that they made or did not make when it comes to you. Emphasis on Taurus, emphasis on Libra as well. And I do feel like, I will say this, I do feel that in the present, because there's been time and space between the two of you, you've both evolved. And this person may recognize that, may know that. They're claiming to be a part of a new foundation. You may be part of a new foundation, for instance. But it's like this foundation that they're in, it just feels limiting to them. And it may not be. It may just be that they're sort of in their feelings about it right now. They're just focused on what they don't have because they're focused on you in this moment, and they don't have you at this moment because they're being really influenced by old emotion. If you look down here at the Eight of Cups, you can't really, or Eight of Swords, you can't really see it in this card, but a lot of that water is drying up. So the old emotion, it's old emotion. And if they just take their masks off, they'll recognize that they don't have to, that they're no longer in that place. And that's why they keep saying, I want to feel that way again, because however I'm feeling right now, I'm not feeling like I'm happy. The Emperor is not sitting upright. He's not feeling fulfilled. And so this person is really thinking about how you are perhaps the benchmark of that failure. It's like, this was an opportunity for emotional happiness and I didn't take it, and now I am kicking myself. But there's also an emphasis on the divine feminine's position. There's an emphasis on motherhood. There's an emphasis on your practical realm and everything you've built for yourself and accumulated for yourself. And so they are thinking today about what would happen if I just popped up out of the blue. How would you feel if I just took a big risk and just said, hey, it's me from the past? Would that create complications in your environment? So they're really concerned about that. Because they're really, they keep thinking about how mad at themselves they are for the delay that they caused. It's like I was juggling so much. I had a lot on my plate. I kept procrastinating with the Two of Pentacles, and I didn't, my intuition was telling me to act, and I turned my back on it. I turned my back on it and I said, I'm going to get to that later. I'm going to get to it later. But the later ended up, you can see here, they closed their eyes to their own, or their ears to their own intuition. The later ended up slipping away from them. It never existed. The time is not promised to any of us. And so now there's this acknowledgement of like trying to catch up to that lesson, wanting to go back to the drawing board so they can redo, they can make different choices. I do feel like they're claiming to be a part of a karmic connection at this time. And I will say that there's a lot for this person to be grateful for in the present realm, but because their thoughts are on you today, they're feeling very dissatisfied. And they keep talking about their poor planning. It's like, my poor planning. I was an idiot. The Devil. And now they're saying, you know, I see the truth. I'm no longer this knight. I've evolved to the Emperor. I've evolved to the King of Swords. I have people, places, and things that depend on me in this moment. I have the awareness as well. I didn't have the awareness back then. And that, it feels like, you know, youth is wasted on the young. That's what I just heard. Youth is wasted on the young. And so there's a sense of my awareness has grown right along with time. And that has done me no good because I'm already in this other attachment. So now it's kind of like a double attachment. They're stuck in something that they feel like is practical, but they're also stuck in accordance to your relationship or your connection. They're stuck on you. They're almost addicted to you in a sense. And this skull here with the little devil horns is a reminder that this is reality. Like, it's a reality that they have to deal with, and they're grieving you. You have the Hanged Man. Back of the deck is the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And this is sort of a similar message to pile 2. For you, pile 3, is that this person is really thinking today about whether or not you'll reach out to them, whether you're thinking about them, hoping that you'll take action and that they won't have to worry about this anymore. They won't be plagued by this energy anymore. Their thoughts about you are focused on the nostalgia of the past and wondering about your perspective, wondering about your position, wondering about your truth. Have you come to the same revelations that they've come to? Because they're really putting you guys in the same boat. You could both be air signs potentially. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You don't have to be, of course. There's, again, emphasis on Taurus energy here too, and Capricorn. But they wonder if you've come to the same conclusion. And I will say this, their ego tells them that you have. Their ego tells them, and whether that's true or not, that very well may be true, but their ego tells them that you're in the same boat. That you're in the same boat. That you're both sort of living this paralleled journey of growth, practical growth, perhaps karmic connections, but also emotional revelations when it comes to this connection. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and they're worth exploring. And that's what they wanted to do in the past, was explore it, but they spent too much time messing around. We have the engagement and wedding. The situation involves marriage and engagement. And so there could be, again, commitments on either side. But the truth that sort of pierces through, and the thoughts that go through this person's mind, is that this is the romance of a lifetime, that this is true love. What they've experienced, what they're saying in their present realm, is that I don't know if I'm experiencing true love in my present realm, because I'm so focused on what I lost. And I assume that that is what true love feels like, because I want to feel that way again. And there is a discrepancy between this Four of Wands and this Three of Pentacles, because one is about celebration and having fun and being so happy to be in this environment. And the other one does indicate foundations that are important and strong and sturdy, but they require work. Work to build, work to build upon, and work to kind of get to that Ten of Pentacles. So there's this tug of war between nostalgia and the emotional abundance of the past and the practical realm, and wishing that they could kind of escape to that realm again and have another chance. What are their true feelings for pile 3, please? What are the thoughts of pile 3 today? We have here, skunk spirit, know your worth. And dove, be peaceful. It's reversed. 21 reversed. The world reversed. So unfinished business here. And wasted potential. And they're mad at themselves. It's like it stinks with the skunk spirit. It's like this situation, I'm holding on, and it sucks. It's like it stinks here. We have here coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours, 16 reversed. The tower reversed. So they don't want to create havoc in your life right now. They've had their epiphanies, but they don't want to create havoc in your situation. They do think about reaching out, but I don't feel that they will. I feel like they're hoping that you'll reach out at some point so that they won't have to. Let's get some message cards to see what sort of thoughts have gone through their mind today about pile number 3, please. What thoughts have pile 3's person had about pile 3? I'm making plans for us. The Page of Pentacles. Thinking about reaching out. I will say here the Emperor reversed is not a very good planner. They may be making fantastical plans in their mind, but they're not very good at planning, and their ego gets in the way. This feels very hopeless, the separation that the two of you find yourselves in. And I'm afraid to look bad. So the Six of Wands reversed. They are wearing masks when it comes to you and their environment. They don't want to look bad. They don't want other people to think poorly of them if they step outside of their situation. They also don't want to look bad to you. That's the problem, is that they have to look bad to someone. And right now they feel bad for themselves. If I called you, would you answer me? They are thinking about it. They're thinking about revelations. They're thinking about creating balance in a situation that needs that closure. And they want you to know that they listened to every word you said. It's like they were hung on your every single word. I can't even look at what I've done. The Five of Cups reversed. And it's like they want forgiveness as well. It's like they're hoping that you'll forgive them for their inaction or for any actions that they took in the past that they thought could be hurtful to you. It's like it's almost like they've closed their heart to their present realm a little bit. They're a little bit frustrated in their present realm. We have here, I am losing hope, and they are. It says, it feels so hopeless. I fantasize about you. And I want to know if you miss us the way that I miss us. So today they were fantasizing about you, but it's like they were a little bit up and down in their emotional field today, a little bit like a yo-yo actioning, because they were fantasizing about you physically, but they were also thinking about the hopelessness of the situation. They were very nostalgic about the past, wondering if you are feeling as nostalgic about the past as they are. And there's an emphasis on risk here. It's like, I know, is the risk worth the reward? I know what I have to do to create risk, but I also don't know what the consequences will be, because now I feel like I've made my bed and I have to lie in it. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix things at this point. And when we're feeling this state of despair, when the Emperor is reversed, he's not feeling confident enough to make a plan of action in this moment. He may not remain in this realm. As I say, energy doesn't stay. It doesn't stay in one place. It moves, it ebbs, it flows. They could be feeling better tomorrow. But if their thoughts of you today, there is this feeling of, I don't know what actions I can take, because they don't want to look bad. They want to be focused on integrity. And it says, I'm trying to become a better person. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to lead with a state of integrity, but I feel pulled to reach out to you because they feel like they missed their chance. They feel like, and it's like they feel like they're just going through the motions now because they feel like they've missed their chance. And those are some of the thoughts that they've had. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. What was the very last thought that pile 3's person had in their mind, or had in their mind today about pile 3? Very last thought that went through their mind. 8 of Pentacles. They may have been working when this went through their mind at this time. They also were thinking about sort of the effort they had to take to create any sort of change here. And there's the 10 of Pentacles. Now, there's an emphasis in this pile on connections and on commitments. So you have perhaps moved into a commitment cycle in your life, and they as well, because they're talking about paralleled journeys of foundations, and how that's where the focus needs to be at this time. That's sort of the consequence of towers falling, is this 10 of Pentacles. It could embody children as well, lots of abundance. And so there's this, that's why they're feeling hopeless, because in the practical realm, there's a lot to unravel. And that was the very last thought they had about the effort they'd have to put in. We have the letter R. We have the Queen of Swords. A Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. We have the triangle, I think of mountains, I think about third party. We also have the little plume of peace, and we have the whale, so it's about expansion and expression and taking a deep dive and surrender. We have a wrench in our plans, and when I see the wrench, I think of something practical in the way of this connection. We have the 5 of Pentacles, or I think of the 5 of Pentacles with this pentagram. We have the Hanged Man energy, Jesus on the cross, and I think about self-surrender, self-sacrifice. I think about a victim mentality. We have a connection written in the stars. We have Minnie Mouse bow. I think about children, little girls. I also think about somebody who thinks very highly or favorably about you from the past. It's very nostalgic. It's an emphasis on children or childhood. And we have the airplane, so air travel, you could be living very far apart. And we have the little heart. All right, love, that's what I have for you today. Hope that it resonates. If it did, please drop your comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check out my links below for Etsy for a personal reading or for Instagram. But I really hope that you come back and visit me on another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.